Hey, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, John, the Big Tex Johnson, a.k.a. Uncle Tex, a.k.a. Professor Tex. Before we get started, smash that like button, share with a friend, subscribe to the page. Got any questions, comments, concerns? Hey, man, leave them down below, and we can rap about it and whatnot. Let's keep it respectful. Like I always say, hey, man, it's just football, man. It's just football. Interesting week, man, this past week for sure. At the end of the day. Tell you some games and stuff. I'm going to go up some of the games from what this was, week 12, if I'm not mistaken. So, Buffalo and Houston, that was a straight up ass whipping. Ass whipping right there. Showed me a lot of stuff with Houston. They do have a defense. Quarterback is playing pretty good. He's a little bit more athletic than that of C.J. Stroud. We'll see what goes on, see whenever he comes back and everything like that. But it's like if their offense can come up to what they was just a couple of years ago with that defense, they can be something. But they put it on Buffalo and everything. And I have some question marks for Buffalo. Okay, New York, Baltimore kind of figured that was going to happen. That was a game that was kind of tight for a little bit. But Baltimore did what Baltimore ended up doing. Fumble, old boy trying to go into the end zone, get a fumble, get the ball back. Lamar does what he does, this, that, the third. Hey, and as long as Lamar's playing, I'm going to tell you guys straight up and down, man. It's like, dude, as long as he's playing, it's like they can have the North always wrapped up and whatnot. Indianapolis and Kansas City. Kansas City, what Kansas City has to do. Now, they have to blow the team up after this season, regardless of what happened? Maybe. Kelsey's getting old. They got a bunch of young receivers. They look at running back. They're going to look at some of the stuff on the defense. Chris Jones started playing pretty good and everything like that. But how much longer them guys going to last, I don't know. But with them there, man, they're going to still. They're still KC. They're still KC. Seattle and Tennessee. Hey, man, Jigma, man, Texas stand up. You know what I'm saying? I forget which part. Texas, I remember he did like 2,000 yards in receiving. It's like his senior year in high school. Something ridiculous like that. Dude, it's the truth. Right now, he's probably the best wide receiver in ball and whatnot. Tennessee, they're going through what Tennessee's has to go through. Minnesota and Green Bay, no surprise there. Keep talking about this JJ, whatever the guy's name, went to Michigan national championship and all this stuff like that. Giving him a chance. Hurt all last year. He's been hurt this year. I don't think the kid's the answer, but hey, we'll see and whatnot and stuff like that. But another poor showing. New York and Detroit. Detroit needs to go back to the drawing board. Definitely have to go back to the drawing board because it's some things going wrong with them because there's no way that this game's supposed to even been close. Jahmyr Gibbs, right now, probably the best back in football. Right there, just about right there with Jonathan Taylor and whatnot. My man can do it all. He has it and whatnot, so we'll see what happens with that. But Detroit and all these other things that went 0-5 on fourth downs or something like that. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I don't know why Dan Campbell keeps doing what he's doing. Put the points on the board or either just punt the ball. The defense is decent. And whatnot, even though they gave up 27 to that of with Jameis Winston and all them guys there. We'll see what happens with that, though. But I told you guys, I said to you guys once before, once a team, and Dan Campbell said it, once a team gets to like close to NFC Championship game, divisional round, and if you don't do it at that time, man, you have that window becomes like this. And I think that window, if there's going to be one of those teams, that window is just going to close, and then that team is going to end up blowing up. They're going to end up blowing up the team and whatnot. And they have a nice squad. They're really good. They're really good. Probably one of the top three teams out there, obviously. They're winning and everything. But it's like, hey, man, at the end of the day, because I think, let me see what Detroit is. Detroit 7-4. Bears, we talked about them later. Green Bay 7-3, okay, and whatnot. Minnesota's a disappointment. Jacksonville and Arizona kind of figured that. Jacoby Brissett has put up a bunch of numbers, but they're losing. And Jacksonville, what Jayville is. Let's go to Jayville. Let's see what they are. Jayville. They're 7-4. Surprisingly, I didn't even realize they were 7-4 to just like the other day. I was like, damn, it's 7-4. I was like, who knew? Okay, so hey, Sunshine and all them guys and whatnot, Lawrence and all them guys, Itne and all them guys and stuff like that do their thing, man. They can. We'll see what happens, but it's time for him to take it to the next level. Definitely time, especially being drafted where he was drafted at. Cleveland Browns, Las Vegas, Shedeur Sanders. Again, talked about this before. Put him in there. He ends up winning. They end up winning. Myles Garrett doing his thing. I think I commented on the post. It might have been Instagram probably. And I talked about that of Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett has everything you want. I've been watching Myles Garrett since he played in high school. Another Texas kid. Since he played in high school, dominant in high school, dominant in college. He's dominant in the pros. He's there. Probably a future Hall of Famer more than likely. But I am still not going to put him in that of the Bruce Smith, Reggie White layer right now. Because you have to help your team win. You have to help your team win. In Cleveland right now, what is Cleveland? Cleveland is 3-8. They're 3-8. But Shedeur may be the answer. Sad that this kid's never had not even reps on the first team, which is ridiculous. But that's Cleveland Browns organization and whatnot. Atlanta and New Orleans, kind of surprised there, but not surprised because of course New Orleans has quarterback issues. Old boy came in, did what they did. I'm not going to ever really co-sign on anything dealing with Atlanta because Atlanta just seems to just disappoint. That's what Atlanta does. That's who they are. We'll see what happens with them in the South. Let's go to the South. Tampa, I'll talk about them later and whatnot. 4-7. Can they run the Tide? I highly doubt it, but we'll see what happens. Philly and Dallas, hey, man. I didn't even watch the game. When I was getting ready to go to work, it was 21-0. By the time I got to work and made a couple of rounds here and there, this, that, and the other, and before you know it, Dallas is winning this game. CD has to get up on the drop. George Pickens is a gem. He is a gem. He is their number one wide receiver. CD is still that guy, but CD is going through one of these seasons where it's like 2 times with Philly, he's dropping balls. I don't know what's going on with him and stuff like that. He still had a good game. But at the end of the day, the game shouldn't be that close because he had a touchdown hit him right in his hands. So he's going through whatever he's going through. I don't know what that is. Him and Pickens, I'm supposed to have been out hanging out or whatever. I don't know. He missed a touchdown against the Raiders and stuff like that. So it's like, but CD, if he gets it together, they got a running game, the defense, them guys are playing game, it's going to be big. If Dallas can mess around and beat Kansas City, which I really don't see happening, but I'm going to always pick Dallas because I'm a Dallas fan. They can do something special. I think they can. Their defense, their offense is right there with any other offense. When Dak is on, Dak is on. You can talk shit. And enough of the Dak hate started with that fucker Shady McCoy a couple of years ago and whatnot. Dak is all-time leading passer in Dallas history. He hasn't won the big one. I get it. Everybody, we can go back and forth about that. But I'm like, the young man has always been a solid quarterback. You cannot say he's not been a solid quarterback. I really fucks me up with a lot of these guys that be on these damn on these platforms and these dudes. It's like if you're a fuck up, you're a fuck up. I get it. Regardless of what color you are. My thing of it is that I don't see white players trashing other white players like that. That's my point there. And Dak has always been solid. Always been a solid quarterback. I didn't say he was top 5, top 10, yeah. But yeah. And he had the all-pro season a couple of years ago and whatnot. But to say Cat's not a solid quarterback, has been a solid quarterback for almost 7-8 years is ridiculous. Tampa Bay and LA. Yeah, man. I expected Baker did get hurt. Sad to see. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater was even ready, per se. Stafford, the Texas kid, looking good, MVP year and stuff like that. Looking pretty. He's looking great and whatnot. Yeah, LA's one of the top teams out there and whatnot and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that. But I expected a lot more in that game. I expect that game to be a lot more closer because Tampa is a gritty team, but the quarterback's hurt, so we'll see what happens. Carolina and San Francisco. See, this is what I hate about games like this. Yeah, Carolina, who the fuck did they play They played somebody and beat the shit out of them, doing the dap and doing the Cam Newton shit. My man put up all those damn yards. Bryce put up all those goddamn yards and stuff like that. So okay, all right, Carolina, I can get on that. What do? They lay the fucking egg. See, you can't be a team like you have to finish this shit. This is the time to finish it. Why are you jacking around and playing around? And this is why I can't get with teams like Bryce Young. This is why I can't deal with all that shit, because it's like you play great and then lay an egg. Play great, lay an egg. You have to be consistent. You can't be too high, especially if you're not a very good team. Just bring it down. Let's bring it down a notch and play some football. And then go out there and lay an egg against San Francisco. San Francisco is hurt every fucking where. They Purdy threw like 3 fucking picks. And you mean to tell me you come out and you lose 20-9? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of there with that. That's bullshit. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You know, so real quick, let me see what I'm going to do here. Go ahead and pick some of these joints right now since I'm at it. Green Bay and Detroit. I'm going to take Green Bay. Kansas City and Dallas, I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas. Even though I know, yeah, we all know, but I'm taking Dallas. You know I am. Burrow is supposed to be back. I don't think that matters. It doesn't matter because Lamar is going to probably take his game to another level. Lamar ain't even hardly running the ball anymore. He's straight turning into a pocket passer. But I think that's probably by design. That's just me. I think that's probably by design. And I think they're going to sit up there and press the metal and shit down and go ahead and get Cincinnati up out of there. Burrow's trying to come back or whatever. Supposedly come back is to be announced. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm like 3-18. Like, no, I don't see them running the table. They're going to lose about 2 or 3 more games before it's all over said and done with. So I'm taking Baltimore. Chicago and Philly. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to take Philly. I can't see Philly losing 2 in a row. And I don't see that. I see Philly coming back, bouncing back after that Dallas loss. Los Angeles and Carolina, L.A., Arizona, Tampa Bay. Depends on what quarterback is going to be up and up. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa Bay. Atlanta and New York. I'm going to take Atlanta. I can't deal with New York. New Orleans and Miami. Interesting. I'm taking Miami. Houston and Indianapolis. This should be a serious game. It all depends on what the offense is going to do. If Daniel Jones can get back to what he was in the first 6 or 7 games, first 6 or 7 weeks of the season, play solid, get a running game going on. But that damn Houston defense, man, them guys, woo, them guys are something, man. I'm taking Houston. Jacksonville, Tennessee, Jacksonville. San Francisco and Cleveland, oh, man. We'll see. This will be a major win for Cleveland if they do it. This is going to be my upset. I'm going to take Cleveland. I'm going to take Cleveland. Minnesota and Seattle. I'm taking Seattle all day long. Las Vegas, I'm taking the Chargers. Buffalo and Pittsburgh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play. Don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo on this one. Denver and Washington, I'm taking Denver. New York and New England. I'm gonna take New England. New England's looking good, looking nice. I don't even talked about those guys' game. Let me see who they played and everything. Let me see. Let me go back. Might have skipped one. Okay. Well, I think I might have did it right. But Vrabel got these guys playing. It's the Pats. Old boy's playing good. It's quarterback and everything. So we'll see what happens and whatnot. But of course, obviously, I'm taking New England. Let me do this, man. I just saw a few minutes ago where they got the semifinalists for Hall of Famers. I'm going to give y'all a couple of these things here. Drew Brees is going to get that spot. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer. Bar none, got that. Well, Eli coming up, like I said, maybe not, but they may just get one quarterback. I don't see 2 quarterbacks coming up in there. But Eli, if not, like I said, if Eli just 117 and 117, that's his record, right? He slayed the dragon twice. He's put up nice yards, put up a lot of different things like that, but Drew Brees is going to probably be the only quarterback to come up in there. Fred Taylor and Frank Gore, I don't see either one of them, especially Fred Taylor. I've talked about this. I like Fred Taylor, but Fred Taylor really only gave you 3 years at the end of the day. Fuck it, let's do it. Fred Taylor. Shit, I got time, cuz. And I like Fred Taylor. Humble dude, hell of a running back and stuff like that, but he got hurt. Fred Taylor gave you a 3-year run. He gave you 13-14. Let's do this. 12-33, 14 touchdowns. Nice. Hurt. 13-99. Hurt again. 13-14, 15-72, 12-24. Hurt again. 11-46, 12-02. Done. I mean, those are some nice stats. Those are not Hall of Fame stats. Those are not some of the best that ever did it stats. That's why I say all you have to do, you can eliminate all of this old time committee and this and that, all that other bullshit. The top tier guys that you have to look at, and I talked about this last week. The top tier guys, it starts with Jim Brown. Then it goes to O.J. Simpson. Then it goes to cats like Earl Campbell. Then it goes to cats like Eric Dickerson. Then it goes to Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith. If you're not in that echelon, get the fuck up out of here, man. You're not a Hall of Famer. Now, if you get down to that of someone like that of let me see, my man's name. My man, oh shit, can't even think of his name. Just had his shit pulled up here and stuff like Curtis Martin. Now, Curtis Martin, because this is where Frank Gore comes into play at. Similar type career, right? My man played 11 years. Gore played 16. He had 16,000 yards, which is an average of 1,000 yards a season. 1487 left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the coup de grace was leading the league with almost 1,700 yards rushing. 12 touchdowns at age 31. Frank Gore didn't do that. Frank Gore had 1,600 yards. I'm not going to even look up his stats. Frank Gore was a solid back. Give it that. You want to talk that Miami shit? Fine, whatever you need to get you out of bed in the morning. That's fine. If he didn't do this, and he didn't, if he didn't do this, I don't want to talk about it no more. There's nothing to talk about. Now, if you're going to put him in, put him in. But this is the criteria for playing a long time and only having 5-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro and stuff like that. But he gave you the cherry on top after all these years of literally just about averaging probably, give and take, around 1,300 yards a season and about giving you 8 or 9 touchdowns, a couple of playoff games here and there, and the Super Bowl, this, that, and the third. You got to give it to Curtis Martin. That's why Curtis Martin went the time he went. Because after 30, because normally backs are done at 29. They're done. They're fucking done. Right? So that's what I'm talking about. So that's why I said what I said. Now, Larry Fitzgerald, long time, great player, off the field and stuff like that, in everything. Torrey Holt put up the numbers. I'm not putting anybody else up in there. They're going to probably give it to Fitzgerald, but Torrey Holt needs to be in. Jason Witten, that's come on, man. Jason Witten, one of the better tight ends, one of the top 10 tight ends that ever played the game. Vinatieri depends on how I deal with kickers and shit like that, but he's the best. So at this particular point right now, he's the best kicker in NFL history. Willie Anderson, Lomas Brown, Richmond Webb. Remember Richmond Webb? Some of these guys, Steve Wisniewski, Penn State guys, stuff like that, or whatever. Richmond Webb. If he's going to go in, it's going to be Richmond Webb. All right, he's been up there for a while. Mathis, I have to give it to Robert Mathis and whatnot. Kuechly needs to go in. If Kuechly left the game prematurely, a little early, but Kuechly was one of the best linebackers that ever played the game. Stats, his IQ was off the fucking charts and all that. Suggs, maybe next year. Maybe next year. I'll give Suggs next year or a second or third ballot Hall of Famer. Rodney Harrison, Earl Thompson, I'm giving it to Wood. Wood is just as good, if not better, than that of John Lynch, and John Lynch is in, and Wood has 3 rings. Old boy has 1. They have about the same type of career, so to speak. For him not to be in, it's ridiculous. Those are my guys who I think is going to probably end up going in and whatnot. Again, going back to the running back position, because they're saying all this stuff about Christian McCaffrey. Oh, he could possibly get 1,000 again, this, that, and that. That's cute. Added an extra game. That's fine. You added the extra game. But if we're not, dude, if we're going to talk about dual threat running backs, and this is a name that doesn't come up, you don't talk about the Terminator? Look at, this is what the Terminator did. And we're going to start with rookie. Okay, I'm going to start with his rookie. Start with his second year in the league. 1244, 1297, 1407, 1487, 1315, 1093, 1005, 1033. For a 89 to 93, one of the best backs in the business. Now, and he played at a time when his former teammate, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, was running things. And he went to 4 Super Bowls. He has 4 AFC championship games. Yeah, I get it. I get all the other stuff like that. But them other guys don't have that either. I'm like, look at what he did. See, I look at that. Consecutive years doing this. Not 2 years and then off 2 years. Then a year to give me 2 years. And then be off a year. That's what Christian McCaffrey, guys like Shady McCoy. I'm like, you guys couldn't run the table for a 5-year run. You didn't run the table for a 5-year run. They barely even talk about Marshall Faulk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 years of 1,000 yards, and he's going to give you that work at the back, out the backfield, and he's running between tackles. He's a running back first. He gave you 4 to 5 years where he was one of the best backs in the league. I give McCaffrey his props, but the 2 years off 2 years, 2 years off 2 years. 2 so years off 2 years. He's doing this, he's doing that, Look at what he did. Hurt again. But he's still playing, but I'm just saying that's what happened after the offensive player of the year. What did he end up doing? Crashing out, and he missed 12, 13 games last year? After that, I already broke that shit down to you cats. Okay? So don't tell me nothing about that. So look, your backs have to reach that criteria, even going down to Earl Campbell, Terrell Davis, and whatnot. For a 5-year stretch, guys like Earl Campbell, look at the stat. He led the league 3 fucking times, dude. 3 times. And I want my running backs to be rushing the ball. Not no dink and dunk. I can get average 50 yards per game and get 1,000 yards. Fuck that. 1,300 yards is what I need to see when we're in the 17-game schedule. Not saying this is 16. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. And you guys don't cut that. They don't cut that. So like I said, yeah, you get my guys' pictures, the Hall of Fame stuff and everything like that. And again, like I tell you guys all the time, there is no GOAT. There's no greatest of all time as long as time is still going on. And like I tell you guys all the time, numbers don't lie and get emotional. People do. I will holler at you jokers later.